The Eclipsed Moon. Part 2, Veil of Shadows. In the aftermath of the eclipse's defeat, a deceptive calm settled over Ravenwood, its people slowly reclaiming a sense of normalcy as the forest began to heal from the taint of darkness. Yet, as the days passed, a subtle unease lingered in the air, a silent whisper that spoke of lingering shadows that refused to dissipate entirely. Samuel, haunted by the memory of the eclipse's malevolent grasp, found solace in the rhythmic clang of his hammer against the anvil, the forge becoming his sanctuary as he sought to bury the echoes of his harrowing journey beneath the steady rhythm of his craft. But even the comforting embrace of his work could not quell the persistent sense of foreboding that gnawed at his spirit. One moonless night, as he stoked the embers of his forge, a faint, ethereal voice carried on the wind, beckoning him into the depths of the forest once more. Hesitant yet unable to ignore the insistent call, Samuel set forth, his steps guided by an unseen force that seemed to echo the haunting melody of the eclipsed moon's chant. In the heart of the woods, he stumbled upon a glade veiled in a shimmering mist, its edges blurred by a potent enchantment that hummed with ancient power. At the center of the glade stood a figure cloaked in swirling shadows, its form insubstantial yet pulsating with a dark energy that seeped into the very fabric of the forest. "Samuel," the voice whispered, a spectral echo that sent a chill down his spine. "The eclipse may have waned, but its influence lingers, a malignant force seeking to breach the fragile barrier between our world and the realm of shadows. You must delve deeper, for Ravenwood's true struggle has only just begun." With a surge of trepidation and determination, Samuel vowed to unravel the mysteries that continued to shroud his village. Guided by the enigmatic entity's cryptic guidance, he embarked on a journey that led him to forgotten ruins and hidden chambers concealed within the forest's depths. Each step revealed fragments of a sinister plot, a conspiracy that sought to exploit the lingering remnants of the eclipsed moon's power for unfathomable ends. As he delved deeper, Samuel encountered allies, each burdened with their own secrets and scars born of their encounters with the shadows. Together, they uncovered a web of treachery woven by a clandestine sect that had long remained hidden, their ambitions entwined with an entity from beyond the veil, hungering for dominion over the realm of the living. Amidst the escalating conflict, Samuel grappled with his own inner turmoil, the weight of his past, and the darkness he had faced threatening to consume him. But in the crucible of adversity, he discovered an inner strength, a resilience that transcended the limits of mortal endurance. As the veil between worlds thinned and the boundaries of reality blurred, Samuel and his allies found themselves standing on the precipice of a confrontation that would determine the fate of Ravenwood and the very fabric of existence itself. With the echoes of the eclipsed moon's haunting melody guiding their resolve, they prepared to confront the malevolent entity that sought to breach the fragile barrier separating their world from the shadows beyond. With weapons drawn and hearts alight with a fierce determination, Samuel and his allies ventured into the heart of the forest, following the trail of ethereal whispers that led them toward a nexus of power, where the veil between worlds thinned to its utmost fragility. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and the very ground beneath their feet seemed to pulse in tandem with the heartbeat of an ancient, eldritch force. As they approached the locus of darkness, the whispers coalesced into a cacophony of spectral voices, weaving a haunting chorus that sought to weaken their resolve. Shadows danced and writhed, coiling around the party in a miasma of malevolence, threatening to extinguish the flicker of hope that burned within their souls. But Samuel, unyielding in his conviction, channeled the echoes of the eclipsed moon's melody, weaving a counter-harmony that resonated with the very essence of the forest. His allies, emboldened by his unwavering spirit, added their voices to the symphony, creating a barrier of pure, unadulterated light that pushed back against the encroaching darkness. In the heart of the maelstrom, the entity from beyond the veil materialized, its form a swirling mass of shadow and corrupted energy that sought to rend the fabric of reality asunder. With a guttural roar that echoed through the forest, it launched itself at the defenders, its tendrils of darkness lashing out with an insatiable hunger for corporeal form. The battle that ensued transcended the boundaries of mortal comprehension, each strike and parry a clash of primal forces that threatened to tear the very essence of the forest apart. Samuel, infused with the strength of his allies' unwavering support, channeled the power of the amulet forged in the crucible of celestial energies, its light intertwining with his spirit as he faced the entity head-on. In a cataclysmic surge of brilliance, the entity's form wavered and faltered, its ethereal essence unraveling under the unrelenting assault of the defenders' combined will. With a final, defiant cry that echoed through the realms, Samuel plunged the amulet into the heart of the entity, unleashing a burst of divine radiance that shattered the shadows and banished the malevolent force back into the abyss from whence it came. As the forest site in relief, the veil between worlds mended, and the echoes of the eclipsed moon's melody faded into the embrace of silence. Samuel and his allies stood amidst the fading echoes of battle, their spirits scarred but unbroken, their bond forged in the crucible of adversity stronger than ever before. In the wake of their victory, Ravenwood flourished once more, its people basking in the warmth of a renewed dawn, their spirits kindled by the tale of Samuel's unwavering courage and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unfathomable darkness. The eclipse, now a distant memory, served as a reminder of the fragility of existence and the enduring strength that lies within the hearts of those willing to fight for the light. In the aftermath of the battle, a hushed stillness settled over Ravenwood, its once vibrant spirit now a mere echo of the vibrant community it once was. The triumphant tale of Samuel's bravery had faded into a distant memory, replaced by a pervasive sense of unease that lingered in the hearts of the villagers. As days turned to weeks, a subtle shift began to permeate the forest, an insidious corruption that seeped into the very fabric of Ravenwood's existence. Shadows lengthened, whispers grew bolder, and the barrier between worlds, weakened by the recent conflict, began to fracture once more. An air of desolation hung over the village, its people succumbing to an unshakable melancholy that clouded their every thought and action. Samuel, haunted by visions of the entity's defeat and the toll it had exacted upon his soul, sought solace in the embrace of the forest, his every step a lament for the innocents lost and the darkness that refused to relent. His allies, burdened by their own torments, succumbed to despair, their once unbreakable camaraderie fractured by the relentless onslaught of the encroaching shadows. As the eclipse's influence resurged, an unholy alliance of spirits and specters coalesced, their ethereal forms weaving a tapestry of malevolence that ensnared the village in a grip of eternal twilight. The once glorious forest, now twisted and contorted, became a breeding ground for unspeakable horrors, its ancient boughs now home to entities that hungered for mortal souls. Samuel, driven to the brink of his sanity, sought to confront the darkness once more, armed with naught but a flicker of fading hope and the tattered remnants of his indomitable will. But the shadows, emboldened by their newfound dominance, consumed him, their tendrils wrapping around his very being and consigning him to an eternity of torment. The villagers, bereft of their protector and besieged by forces beyond their comprehension, met their final fate in a maelstrom of agony and despair. Ravenwood, once a beacon of resilience, now stood as a grim monument to the folly of mortal ambition and the fragility of hope in the face of insurmountable darkness. And as the forest reclaimed its dominion over the decimated village, the eclipsed moon loomed overhead, its shadow casting an eternal pall over the land, a silent witness to the tragic downfall of a community that dared to defy the whims of fate. The tale of Ravenwood and its valiant struggle faded into the annals of forgotten history, a cautionary reminder of the consequences that befall those who dare to challenge the inexorable march of the abyss.